ये शो में तो बहुत ही एडवांस वर्क है, पहले से काफ़ी थोड़ा अलग है, बट उनकी स्टाइल अपनी है और उनके काम में जो एक वैरायटी है, कलर वेरिएशन है और जो एक फोक एलिमेंट्स मिनिएचर को लेके इन्होंने काम को इम्प्रूव किया है और हमारे आर्ट फील्ड में ये सब के सामने यहाँ पे प्रस्तुत किए हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर को और काफ़ी अच्छा लगा ये शो।
Pushkale ji for almost like now 2 years. So this is my second show which I've been seeing. But this time he has used lots of traditional motifs, especially kantha. Then stitching is there, then there is color mixture which is very soothing to the eyes. Then you also have got, the way he has presented it, the way presentation. That's just too good.
मनीष का काम एक तरह से जैसे ये मौसम आता है तो फूल खिलते हैं, तो ये काम खिल रहा है। कई सालों से जब भी मैं भारतीय कलाकृतियों को देखता हूँ तो मुझे हर वक्त मालूम होता था कि हमारे यहाँ हम खाली स्पेसेस चाइनीज़ आर्ट की तरह नहीं रखते हैं। तो मैं सोचता था क्यों हम सब भरते क्यों हैं। मनीष के इस काम से समझ आती है कि हमारी कला एक तरह से गीत भी है, एक तरह से कविता भी है और इस एग्जीबिशन में एक तरह से एक ऐसे भी है।
LNJP Hospital.
Yes, I also belong to
doctor.
LNJP. Yes.
Her friend?
Yes, both of us are friends and working as doctors.
So how you feel about this work actually? Manish Pushkale's artwork.
Yes, so basically I have visited this place for the first time. My friend is a regular visitor here, but not me. So I like the ambience of this place basically. I really love the ambience, the open sitting area. And about the paintings and the art, we are not used to such paintings in art, but definitely it is very soothing for the eyes. I mean, on a background of white with this serene colors and with serene paintings, although we are not able to get much of it, but whatever we are able to get, it is soothing to the eyes.
Manish, are you glad you are a full-time artist?
Yes, it is really a very rare pleasure, and I think this is the great destiny that it has allowed me to focus on work. Many of my friends who are working with other institutions, I respect all of them, it's very important. But it really makes a big difference if you are not involved in any other form of the responsibilities, and when you are completely dedicated to your work, it really makes a big difference. So I am very happy that I am just focused on my work. I am the blessed one who are able to survive in this freelancing, and it's great.
Tell us about your guru.
Yeah. My guru, S.H. Raza. Guru is always a very important, and I am blessed that I got his guidance, I got his affection, and a very specific attention from him. When you go to a conventional education process like going to the fine art college, then you are into a system, a defined system, and the whole process is different. In my case, it was not like that, because I never went to any art school. So the role of guru become very different in my case, because it is not coming from that or such system. I met Raza Sahab. He was very cordial, very affectionate, and very, very helpful to every young artist. But the kind of bond which I got from him was a bit different. And this all started in 1997 when I showed him the work. And he is the one who used to keep coming every year to our country. He was in France in that time. So every year, whenever he used to come, whatever I have painted, I showed it to him. Slowly, gradually, it happened that after a few years, it becomes like whenever he is coming, he immediately asks, "What you have painted, show me." So it was a very slow process, which started with my step in, and which graduated slowly up to his arrival to my studio in 2001. And that was the beginning of, a kind of a maturity of the relationship. I was slowly coming to the state of a mind where I was able to receive even the unspoken words from him. How he is watching the work, what is his body language, I was able to decode it. And after decoding it, I tried my best to continue. And whenever he come next, he saw all those changes in me which he had expected. That made him very happy. So it became a very beautiful relationship, and it remained for up to his last day of the life. So this exhibition to my Guru on the 100 years of his birthday.
Great, very great. Manish, does drinking help with creativity?
Well, this is a matter of personal choice, and it varies from person to person. In my case, no, it is not that. I never ever, mix the two. But I know many of my friends and many of my seniors who enjoy their boozes while working. Nothing is wrong in that. When you are working, if it is helpful to you, fine. If it is not helpful to you, that's also okay. In my case, it is not a compulsion. I remember singers like Kumar Gandharv and also Bhimsen Joshi.
Yeah.
They used to drink even while performing, or in fact, they used to perform with their drinks. So it is just okay. I mean, if the drink is helpful to you, then it is great. In my case, I enjoy it, but I keep it, away from my working hours. I enjoy it with my friends, or probably also with my loneliness. But when I'm working, usually I don't drink in that moment.
What if not inspired to paint?
It's difficult for me to imagine myself without painting. As I mentioned that I never went to an art school, yet I am painting. So there was a kind of a natural drift or the natural call towards it. From the beginning, from my childhood, I was very deeply interested in painting with whatsoever understanding I had. Slowly, it developed, it grown up with my own growth, and now I am into the mainstream of it. So I really can't imagine myself, but I have other areas of the interest in my life, like literature is there. I wrote a novel. So you can say that a seed of a writer is there. In science, as I'm a science student, I was very keen on geology, and I did my studies in geology. So that's another, I did it because I was interested in it. Also, I was very keen in archaeology, in the whole science of archaeology. It's a very precise scientific process. We see the object in museum, then we are dealing with the aesthetics of the artifacts.
Yeah.
But to get those artifacts onto the surface, the whole process to get them up is a very scientific process. I have really enjoyed that. In fact, I have worked in some of the projects of excavation with Archaeological Survey of India in my very formative years when I was with the National Museum for my study of conservation. And I did some projects of conservation as well as the projects of excavation at that time. It's a great, challenging job and a very, very exciting job also. So if not a painter, then I don't mind to become a conservator or a writer.
Have you ever tried meditation?
I tried, but I failed in that. You know, to me, sitting intentionally for the purpose to meditate, I tried, but it really didn't turn out to be a permanent practice for me. It was a great experience, no doubt. It's a great thing, but somehow I didn't carry it on. Secondly, I think that the work itself is meditation. If slowly, gradually, the direction I am drifting to, it is becoming a process which is very slow, manually very demanding, and very time consuming. And if you see the whole this position objectively, it is no less than meditation. I am not saying that these works are derived from the meditation. No, there is some intention also. There is some rational also. There is a proper approach and a planning. And yet, at one point of a time, they all become useless, or they all lose their relevance in one certain specific moment. And moment when this happens, I am no less than in a state of a meditation. So I am not performing meditation separately, but I think that the meditation in some or other way is happening in the process of my work.
What advice would you want to give to the young generation?
I just will say that if they are working for 1 hour a day, they should double it up. If they are working for 4 hours a day, they again should double it up. Working is the only way. If you are working with focus and with some dedication, of course, then you develop a kind of a dialogue with your own process. And that dialogue is very, very important. If you are developing your aesthetics from your internal resources, then they are more useful. Most of the time, I see that the young artists, they are exploring the chances of the development from the external resources. But external will always remain external. Nothing is wrong in that even. Then in that case, it is very, very important to develop your distillation process or to develop the process so that you can imbibe those external, inspirations so well that you can internalize them, and also then you can convert them as a food of your thought. So there is no restriction. The essences existing everywhere. Important is how you handle it. Before that, important is that are you looking for the essence in your life? If you are looking for an essence in your life, then whatever you are going to do, it will make a difference. So my suggestion to the younger artist is to have a hunger for the essence. That's very, very important.
Do you use photo references in your painting?
No, never. In fact, the painting which I do, they are almost like an opposition of the photo references. Photo references usually proposes you the image which exists outside. I am interested in the complicacies and the complications of the struggle which exists in our within. And so, no photo reference. And some of my friends, they handle it very beautifully. Probably I don't have that potential and also the vision. If it will happen in future, I can't say from now.
Manish, tell us about your work.
You know, these works which you see in this exhibition is not an achievement of one night. It is a continuous process. This is my 25th solo show. And if you see the whole journey from first solo to this one, you will realize that there are few things which are constantly changing and there are few things which are constant. So this is interesting part of the journey, at least for me, to understand what is that element which is constant in my journey and what are those elements which are continuously, you know, coming in new variations, and that's where the new idioms or the newness in any exhibition emerge with those elements which have with those elements who are open, you know, who are open to receive the changes in themselves. So there are many things. For color, I think from this exhibition, my new sensibility or a sort of a newness of a color is emerging. Before this exhibition, my colors were very, very muted, almost, you know, very meditative in one sense. They also have a certain kind of a meditative appeal, but that was different. And very pastelish color, otherwise I had used before. Now I am very slowly coming towards a kind of a purity of a color. I am still not up to that. That will take time, but I think it is now slowly happening. So it means that I am, my fear towards color is now settling down. It means that the painter of me is getting the new sense of a color. It also means that the process of becoming civilized has been started.
Great.
With the form, as I said, that they are not the forms of any photographic reference. They are very abstract, very anonymous, very amorphous, very amoebic in their tendencies. They are not even geometrical. So they are very random in themselves, and yet they settle down in my canvas with some comfort. These forms have do not have a specific noun for themselves to be defined with, but they definitely have their own aesthetics. They definitely have their own appeals. They are very amorphous. They are not a predefined forms. And I think that painting is not made up of only of color, though we have some great examples where color is the form. So, but in my case, I think the form, the whole space around it, application, they all come together and then they collectively create a kind of an experience, which we call the visual experience. So yes, all these elements are playing their role. Like in raga, all the swars are playing their role. In some ragas, some swar gets some supersede, and it becomes the identity of the raga. Similarly, in painting, sometimes it is the color which becomes the identity of the color, sometimes it is the composition which becomes the identity of the painting, sometimes it is the form. Depends what is dominating what in which painting.
Manish, what is success?
That's a very, very difficult question. But in one line, I can say that the maximum number of failure is known as success. The great success is based on the foundation of innumerable number of the failures. So, success is the plurality of the failure.
Manish,
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.